All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. So I know it's been a little while since we've done a video. Well, it's been about a week, but anyway, we are going to get back into the Stock Car Legends series. I know we looked at the first, what was it, first 12 cars in that series, and I immediately fell in love with those cars as it just so happens I'm kind of been on a NASCAR kick lately. I've been getting back into it. I've been watching a lot of NASCAR. I've been collecting some NASCAR memorabilia here and there. And the Stock Car Legends series from Johnny Lightning are, no exception to my recent obsession. So I've managed to gather all of them, but today we are going to be looking at the second release. So as you can see I'll show you the back of the card first. So all these guys here that don't say new next to them, obviously, are the cars we looked at in the last video. And for today's video, we have these four, the new ones. Starting off with Daryl Waltrip's number 11, 1983 Chevy Monte Carlo, the Pepsi sponsorship. That'll be, I guess we'll open that one first or something. Second, we have Buddy Baker, another famous name in NASCAR. These cards are a little dusty, and I've tried to get the little price tags off of them, but they were peeling the card up, so I didn't want to ruin the card. And I guess the fact that it's $3.96 from Walmart. So that's probably the original price tag on this. So I guess that kind of adds to the nostalgia. From, let's see, what year were these guys? I believe these were released the same year as the first release of these cars. They were just kind of like an extra, 1998, I believe. And then the second technically the second release was 1999 for these guys. But yeah, Buddy Baker, we got his 69 Dodge Charger Daytona. Oh, that's interesting. So if you look at the fender there, it says Jack Spiller's Dodge, Marietta, Georgia. But on ours, it just says Dodge, and then Charlotte, North Carolina. Maybe Metrolina Dodge? Huh. Slightly different paint scheme than the pictured car on the card. That's interesting. For the most part, what I've seen, these the cars are spot on with what's on the card of the actual car in real life. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. The dealership sponsor is a little different there on the back. Oops. Nope. Knocking stuff over now. Next up, we've got Leroy Yarborough. I want to say it's Cale Yarborough. No, it's not his father. Is it his father? It might be his father. Brother? I don't know. I don't know my NASCAR history all that well. But this is his 69 Ford Torino Talladega. Let's see. Jim Robbins Special. Torino Talladega. I guess Jim Robbins is another dealership or team owner or whatever. But there you go, another great-looking car. I absolutely love these. As always, they all look fantastic. These cards, I must say, these cards are not quite as in nice of a condition as the last ones we did, but they're still pretty nice looking. The cars look fantastic. So last one for today's video is going to be David Pearson's number 17. This is his 67 Ford Fairlane, sponsored by Hallman and Moody. There you go. Very nice looking car. Yeah, I think every single one of these has a Walmart price tag on it. So that is 4 cars there, and I have... Well, you're going to have to stick around to the end of the video, but for those of you that do stick around to the end of the video, or those of you that skip to the end of the video and cheat, I do have something very, 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 very special for, my NASCAR collection. So we'll take a look at that. That is all the way up on the wall already, but I'll pull it down later. We'll take a look at that after we get these 4 cars opened up. So let's get started. I'll stop blinding you guys with the glare. We'll get these 4, or 3 at least, over here. And we will get Daryl Waltrip, and his 83 Pepsi Monte Carlo out of the box. Very cool. Another G-body. Excited about that. I love my G-bodies. All right, so here we have Daryl Waltrip's 83 Monte Carlo. Like we said, we've got the hood open here. Not quite sure what's under the hood of a... oh, I better not call this a NASCAR or else I'll get roasted in the comments or I'll offend somebody. I'm not quite sure what's under the hood of this NASCAR Series stock car. I'm not sure what NASCAR was running in the early 80s. I wasn't alive back then, so I couldn't really... wasn't there to see it. But a lot of nice detail under there. Very good looking car. As I said, I absolutely love G-bodies, specifically, especially, I tried to say those words at the same time, the Chevy G-body platform, which was the Monte Carlo. Very, very beautiful car. We'll go ahead and shut the hood here. It is one of those Johnny Lightning hoods. It's got like a, you got to kind of push it back a little bit, but it does shut very nicely. Good panel lines on there. Yeah, that spoiler looks really cool. The nice big duckbill spoiler. That is a spoiler. NASCAR did not introduce wings until the car of tomorrow was the first car to have a quote-unquote wing on it since the Charger Daytonas of the late 60s. So I believe that's true, right? That is true. Because I remember when the car of tomorrow came out, there was a whole big hubbub about how it had a wing instead of a spoiler. The difference being the spoiler does not allow air to go underneath it. A wing allows air to go underneath it. There's a gap. That's a wing. But anywho, yeah, very good looking car. So this is Daryl Waltrip's car. Of course, Daryl Waltrip is now an announcer for NASCAR. Very, very, very well-known voice. He's the guy that yells boogity, boogity, boogity before they go racing. So I'm sure if you've watched any NASCAR race in the last 30 years, you've heard his voice. Very, very cool looking car. I absolutely love this thing. I believe we took a look at one of his Gatorade cars in the last video, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on. Ooh, excuse me, a little burp there. Yes, here is his 79 Pontiac. I believe this was a 79 Pontiac Grand Prix. Oh, now I get the hiccups. Jesus, I'm falling apart over here. But yeah, as you can see, there's Daryl Waltrip on the roof there. And then Daryl Waltrip once again. 1983. 1979. Of course, Pepsi. I'm not sure if Pepsi owned Gatorade back then, but I know like 98% sure Pepsi owns Gatorade, right? Do they? No, they own Powerade. I think Coca-Cola owns Gatorade, don't they? Yeah, who cares? Cool cars. Really cool cars. I'm getting sidetracked over here. Very, very nice looking. One thing I always do love to point out about these is the Krager D window, classic NASCAR wheels. Goodyear tires, looks absolutely fantastic. Quick peek at the base, as always. We have an unpolished base on here. Trademark GM 98 Playing Mantis, Johnny Lightning. Yep, there we go. Pretty standard stuff for our Stock Car Legends series. As like I said, some of them have the polished base, some of them have just a bare metal base. I'm not sure why, but let's see. Yeah, Daryl got a polished base on the last release, so they gave him a basic one this time. All right, so next up we've got Buddy Baker and his 69 Dodge Charger Daytona. Now this is the one that I said, if you look on the fender it says Metrolina Dodge, Charlotte, North Carolina, or at least I think that is Metrolina Dodge. You'd have to fact check me on that one. But interestingly enough, on our card here, it says Jack Spiller's Dodge, Marietta, Georgia, for the 1969 season car. So I'm not really sure if maybe that sponsorship changed mid-season in 1969, or if, Jack Spiller's Dodge didn't want to give up the goods to Johnny Lightning, so they put something else on there. I don't know. But also really interesting, the number 6. If you look at the number 6 on the trunk, the top of the number is, where's my little pointer? The top of the number is encroaching a little bit on the black roof line. But if you look at the one here, it is not. Also, that 6 is yellow, that 6 is yellow, that one is like a pinkish red. On our car here, we have 3 pinkish red 6s. So that's the first one I've seen where the actual car differs from the picture on the card a little bit. But I mean, you know, no big deal. It's not like I'm upset about it or anything. The car looks absolutely fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful car. Beautiful casting. There's our 426 Hemi under the hood there. I do know that one. That's a 426. I know that for a fact. I'll go ahead and close our hood there. Ask me how I know that's a 426. But there's our Buddy Baker, it says, under the windowsill there. Of course, I imagine that says that over on the driver's side as well. Nice chrome wheels on this one. Looks really, really good. Yellow Daytona stripe. Got our number 6 over where our taillights would be. Of course, no license plates on any of these cars, on any of these stock cars. I can't call them NASCARs or else you guys get all upset. I think that comment actually got deleted off my last NASCAR video. Whatever. But anyway, and real quick, I do have Buddy Baker's other car here, or the Buddy Baker's car from the last release. I believe this was an 84 Ford Thunderbird. Valvoline sponsorship, Ford. He went from a Dodge to a Ford. Yuck. What a downgrade. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, very, very cool. I mean, if you ask me which one I'd rather have the Hemi over the Ford, but either way, very, very nice. So we'll take a quick peek at our base here. We have an unpolished base on this one. Again, 1998, playing Mantis. Very, very cool car. Love it, love it, love it. Next, so we looked at the cards, right? There's Buddy Baker's card. Yeah, we compared that one, and then Daryl Waltrip's card there. All right, next up. Did I say that already? I don't know. Leroy Yarborough in his 1969 Torino Talladega. So let's get this guy opened up. All right, here we go. Here is Leroy Yarborough's number 98, 1969 Ford Torino Talladega. Absolutely awesome looking car. I've always loved the Torino castings from Johnny Lightning, this being no exception. Got 429 cubic inch on the hood there. The hood doesn't exactly want to stay open on this casting, so I'll let you take a quick peek under there. There's our little 429. Well, not really little, is it? Very, very cool looking car. I absolutely love this. I guess I really should have looked up Leroy Yarborough's relation to Cale Yarborough before talking about this. So if you know, let me know in the comments. Is Leroy Cale Yarborough's father, or is it brother, uncle, cousin? What is their relation? Either way, though, very, very good looking car. Absolutely love this thing. I love the look of it. And I noticed this, of course, when I pulled it out of the box. We do have our first polished base. There we go. Nice and shiny. Very, very cool. Lift's moving around. There we go. Very, very nice. So we'll take a quick look at our card here as well. So there is, let's see, how does this one match up? Jim Robbins Special. Yep. That is a much closer match with the paint jobs than the last one. But either way, like I always say, very cool looking car. And I believe, give me 1 second here. So this is something cool to talk about. We have a Torino Talladega here, a 429 cubic inch from the 1969 series. Right here. And that is what, Leroy Yarborough's? So, let me grab the card. I gotta be careful with this card. I don't want it to stick to the table. Right here, also from the 1969 season. I know it says Ford Talladega on here. That says Ford Talladega. That says Torino Talladega. But, pretty much the same car. However, this has a 427, which, oh god, I'm going to get crucified. What was the 427? No, the Cobra Jet was a 428, 429. No, it's not the Cobra Jet. But it says Torino Cobra, and it's got a 427 as opposed to the Torino Talladega with the 429. Now, like I said, these cars were racing a little bit before my time. So if you know any of the differences between these two cars or why Ford had two different Torinos running in NASCAR, let me know in the comments. I'd be kind of interested to know about that. I just kind of noticed that this was a 429 and the last one was a 427. They are slightly different. Very interesting stuff, though. And this one also polished base on David Pearson's car and polished base on Leroy Yarborough's car. I think we talked about that already, though. We'll get that put over there. We'll get Leroy parked up. We'll get David Pearson's parked back in the case. Okay, get the lift back over and straighten the camera. Why is that so dusty? Nobody told me my lift was covered in dust the whole video. All right, last car that we're opening for this video, like I said, is David Pearson's number 17, 1967 Ford Fairlane. Now, we just looked at David Pearson's other car, his 1969 Torino Cobra, so I'm not going to pull that down again, but we do have two of David Pearson's cars now. I do have another 67 Ford Fairlane, though, that I will pull down that is a very, very, very famous name, so we'll get a look at that in just a second. But let's get David Pearson's car out of the box. All right, so here we have David Pearson's 1967 Ford Fairlane with his Hallman and Moody sponsorship. Very, very nice looking car. I absolutely love the red and gold on this thing. That is beautiful looking. Wow, that is a great looking car. That would be quite a sight to see something like that ripping around the track at a race. Very nice, dark, kind of a deep, almost maroonish, reddish maroonish. It's like the perfect shade of red. I absolutely love that. Very, very nice. I love the gold wheels, nice little side pipes sticking out there. Of course, our 427 Ford under the hood. Go ahead and close our hood there. Quick peek underneath. We do have a polished base on this guy. And as I said, well, here, quick look at the card. Yes, David Pearson's 67 Ford Fairlane. Now, as I said, I do have another 67 Ford Fairlane from the last Stock Car Legends release, and that is, of course, Mario Andretti's 67 Ford Fairlane, another 427 powered car. These are absolutely beautiful. The two of these together, here, we'll put Mario Andretti in the back because David Pearson's is new. Absolutely stunning looking cars. I love these. I don't know, the Daytona is really cool, but I think this this Ford might have taken the win for me for today. I cannot get enough of that black and gold, or excuse me, red and gold paint job. I was looking at the tires when I said black and gold. It does have a chrome gas cap on it, which is yucky. I hate that, but oh well. Either way, though, very good looking car. And like we said, this is part of the, this is his 1967 season car. Yeah, just absolutely stunning. So that is I'll move that back a little bit. That is 4 new cars for my Stock Car Legends collection that I've been going absolutely crazy for these past few weeks. I have just been scouring and scouring and scouring the all over eBay, looking everywhere for different cars. I've gathered most of them. I think there's one that I'm still waiting for that I had to buy a second one of because, well, I'll explain that in the next video when we unbox the next. I believe there's how many more? 10, right? 8, 10, maybe 6. I forget how many more there are. But I know it's more than 4, but this is going to be the 4 for today's video. Now, I did promise you, those of you that stuck around to the end of the video, a very, very, very cool treat. So we will go ahead and get that in just a second here. All right, guys. So as I said, I just spent the past few, I'd say 2-3 weeks, just all over eBay with the words Stock Car and Legends in the search bar. And, you know, obviously I'm finding Johnny Lightning Stock Car Legends, but there are a few other things that happen to come up on eBay when you search the words Stock Car and Legends. And one of those things I saw and immediately had to have, and considering the price point that I paid for it, it was one of those must-have things. So, that is an autographed trading card. It is an all-pro trading card. That is Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s signature. I also grabbed this little die-cast 64th scale replica car, just so I had something to store the card with. But that is Dale Earnhardt's signature. And, of course, up here I do have a certificate of authenticity as well that has been authenticated. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open real quick. This is all in like a sealed case. I did buy the trading card and the car separately to put in this case together. But I'm going to go ahead and pop this open for you guys so we can take a look at everything individually. All right, guys, so first up is the trading card. Now, I guess this is obviously the first thing we all want to see. Legit signature. This is part of the All-Pro, as you can see up here. Max Race Cards, 1988 to 92. First team. On the back here, it does tell us a little bit about what All-Pro first team is. So it says Dale Earnhardt. For the 3rd year in a row and for the 4th time in his career, Dale Earnhardt was named to the All-Pro First Team as a driver by a select panel of his racing peers. The award annually recognizes NASCAR Winston Cup's top competitors. And he's driver 231 of 300. So this is, I believe this card is from 1992, so it has his 1991 stats. So starts 29, starts 1991. No pole positions, 4 wins, 21 top 10s, 4,287 points, and he got first place. I thought it was 94. Didn't he win 94? I guess maybe he won 91 too. Oh God, I'd have to go back and look. But I guess he did win in 91, the championship. So, and then that is career 390 starts, 12 poles, 4 wins, and a total of 253 top 10 finishes for Mr. Earnhardt Sr. 52 wins, and that was in 1991. There was still another 10 years left to his career, and he had already scored 52 wins. So there is another look at that trading card with that beautiful signature on there. Now, like I said, for the price point I got this for, I had to have it. Dale Earnhardt memorabilia, I started looking at a lot of it on eBay, and this trading card, I actually was able to get my hands on this trading card for under $40. That being said, I did see things like signed cars signed model cars, signed, die cast, things like that. Big posters, statues, hats. That kind of stuff is going for a little bit more money. Some of the cars I was seeing, some of the 24th and 18th scale die-cast cars I was seeing that were signed by him were going anywhere from, upwards of $300, $400. But I was able to get my hands on this little trading card for, like I said, under $40. And here as well, I have to show this because it's YouTube. Here is the certificate of authenticity. It says this document certifies that the piece of memorabilia accompanying has been signed personally by the following player. Dale Earnhardt, it's Clubhouse Sports Cards, 629 Plank Road, Clifton Park, New York. And there you go. I might have to, well, no, if you don't believe him, if you don't believe my card is real, give him a call. And I'm sure they'd be happy to verify the authenticity of this card. Whatever, I'll do anything for publicity, right? And then lastly, like I said, I did grab this Winner's Circle. This is made by Hasbro. I actually had this exact same car as a kid. This is his 96, it says here, 1996 Watkins Glen Pole Winner GM Goodwrench Service Chevy Monte Carlo. So this is his 96 Monte Carlo. I actually had his Lumina. I had a die cast of his Lumina. So I actually didn't have this one as a kid. But I was able to get my hands on this die cast for about $6 because it's a Winner's Circle. And there are quite a lot of these kind of just floating around on eBay. But it's just something to put in the card or in the box with the autographed card there, which I think just really, is the real centerpiece. And pretty much the new centerpiece of my collection here, to have, an autographed piece of memorabilia from Dale Earnhardt. And like I said, it's not necessarily the monetary value of this card that means a lot to me. It's more the sentimental, and, it's priceless to me. I grew up, as a kid, I grew up watching Dale Earnhardt. He was the best. That's just how it was. He was my dad's favorite driver, and, every Sunday was race day, and you'd go sit down and cheer for Dale. That was how I was raised. That was normal. And so I remember the day that he tragically passed away in 2001. That was a very, very, very quiet day in my house. I remember that actually kind of well. That was very, very sad day for the whole family, and for a lot of families really too. I feel like a big part of NASCAR was lost that day, and just was never really the same ever since. And I'm not saying that NASCAR wasn't cool after Dale Earnhardt. It's not good anymore because Dale's gone. And although a lot of people do feel that way, and I'm not going to sit here and disagree with those people, he was a big part of the sport, and he kind of made that sport what it was. So when he passed away, NASCAR, was never really the same. And I am absolutely thrilled to have such a cool piece of memorabilia in my collection now, and to be able to let's see if I can show you here, to be able to store it and display it in such a nice manner. That looks absolutely fantastic. That is going all the way at the top of the wall, in case anybody was wondering or doubting me. Yeah, absolutely awesome stuff. I'm very, very, very satisfied with this. Very thrilled. Part of me almost wanted to take that trading card and stick it in the speedometer of my Camaro, so I could have Dale with me anytime I went out in the Camaro. The ghost of Dale Earnhardt would watch over me, but I think it's much wiser and much safer for that trading card to be displayed here with the rest of my diecast collection. So I'm going to go ahead and hang this back up on the wall, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, so we've got everybody loaded up into the parking garage for one last look. We'll start off on the left here. with Daryl Waltrip's, what was that, an 83, right? Let me grab the card here. I'm cheating. So that is Daryl Waltrip's 1983 Chevy Monte Carlo, followed by Buddy Baker's 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. Next up is, I keep wanting to call him Cale Yarborough, Leroy Yarborough's 1969 Ford Torino Talladega. And lastly, down here on the end, David Pearson's 1967 Ford Fairlane. Four absolutely beautiful new cars from my collection of stock car legends. How dare I call them NASCARs. They are stock car, what did I want to call them? NASCAR Racing Series stock cars. There, that's the politically correct term. Yeah, awesome stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. Let me know which car was your favorite. And let me know what you'd like to see in the up-and-coming videos. I know probably nobody's watching by now, but I know there was a request made for a top 10 dragsters video, so I will get that going as soon as possible for you guys. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.